will find you out. It'll bring you into bondage. It'll bring you into despair. It'll bring you to where you're saying, why is God not doing such and such? Why do I have not peace in my heart? Why is there turmoil in my life? Israel is a physical picture of what spiritually happens in every saint of God when they choose not to love God with all their heart, not to follow His leading and keep His commandments. And His commandments are not grievous. God, who is a covenant-keeping God, keeps His covenant. This is where this whole thing comes down to, is Nehemiah's praying. He said, I want to remind you, God, that you are the covenant-keeping God who is merciful. He did not say we deserve mercy. And He did not say we deserve you to be a covenant-keeping God. He did not go out bragging about their situation and how good they were. He went to God and gave Him in the description of God that He was a covenant-keeping God and that He showed mercy. I'll give you an illustration this way. If you were out to violate the law, is it the law that's unfaithful when you get arrested? Was the law not keeping its covenant? The law says for the protection of the people. Not, they say, I know that's what they say. We're going to arrest people who are breaking the driving while intoxicated law. And you decide you want to drive while intoxicated. Was the law wrong when that police officer pulls you over and arrests you and throws you in jail? Then why is it that when your sin brings you into bondage, it is that God did not keep His covenant with you? Why is it that we got a problem with God for not being merciful to us when it's our own sin that is finding ourselves out? If you gamble your paycheck away, then you go and blame your employer for not giving you a fair day's wage, for a fair day's pay, for a fair day's work. It's not their fault. They kept their covenant. They did what they were supposed to do. You didn't. I didn't. And then we blame them. We need a pay raise. Why? Because we waste our money on riotous living? I can't afford to live on this. Why? Because you're buying cigarettes instead of groceries? Buying candy and cold drinks instead of things that you need to survive? Then you complain because you can't afford to live on what you have. God is a covenant-keeping God. When He said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee, He meant I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. When He said, I'll be merciful to you, He meant He'd be merciful to us. When He said, come unto me, all you labor and heavy laden, and I will give you rest, the condition is there. You come, and because you're tired of the burden, you're tired of the labor, you're tired of all that. He said, if you're ready to come to me for rest, you come to me. God has made Him be both Lord and Christ. You come with a heart willing to submit, willing to yield, willing to surrender. He's a covenant-keeping God. Here's what He says. Remember, verse number 8, I beseech thee, the word that thou commandest thy servant Moses, saying, if ye transgress, I will scatter you abroad among the nations. But if you turn unto me and keep my commandments and do them, Though there were of you cast out on the uttermost part of heaven, yet will I gather them from thence, and I will bring them unto the place that I have chosen to set my name. Now these are thy servants and thy people whom thou hast redeemed with thy great power and thy strong hand. O Lord, I beseech thee, let now thine ear be attentive to the prayer of thy servant and the prayer of thy servants, who desire to fear thy name and prosper. I pray thee, thy servant, this day, and grant him mercy in the sight of this man. What is he saying? He's saying, Lord, you're the one who said in your covenant that if we'd repent and turn to you, that you would show mercy and that we would prosper in your hand. So God, you said that if you're the covenant-keeping God, which you are. I'm just reminding you, this is the covenant that you made. He said, thou will keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on thee because he trusteth in thee. God, I don't have peace because I've got out here and got involved in this thing or in that thing. And I can't seem to get back to you. God, what am I going to do? Everything's a mess and my life's falling apart. Dear God, how am I going to get victory over this in my life? And I tell you what, right there, you're in the right place when you get that attitude. Because that's when you start saying, I can't do it. But Lord, I'm looking to you to do it. And I'm willing to let you have control to accomplish your will. He describes a person. He describes the power. He describes the piety. Listen to that dog. You find a hint that Nehemiah was talking about the prayers of him, his prayers, and the prayers of the other servants of God. They were broken and burdened. They were not boastful or bitter. Can I say God does not, when you're bitter at God, he was confessing their sins. He was saying it's our fault. Now I need you, Lord, because we repented of this. Would you please show mercy to us? I beseech thee. God may at times grant us a space of grace while we struggle with sin. But can I tell you, there's no guarantee that there's no payday somewhere down the road. It might cost you a whole lot. I pray, I know farmers in Indiana never pray for crop failure, but I pray for spiritual crop failure many a time over things that I'm saying, dear God, I wandered far away from you. Oh, but Lord, I'm coming home. Would you kill the fatted calf? Lord, would you be merciful? Kill the fatted calf. Would you put that ring on my finger again? Would you let me wear that robe again, be one of your children again, and live like one of your children, even though I've wandered away? I know I'm one of your children by blood, but would you let me get in on the blessings of child? I pray for crop failure. So he deals with this. And then he deals with the presence. He describes God, his presence. I beseech thee, let thine ear now be attentive, and thine eyes open. These are words of looking for God's presence. I'll give you two dangers. There's some that think God is the God of heaven and only afar off. That he got this thing started, and all of a sudden he doesn't worry about it. He's just watching it unfold. That he's kind of just out there watching things unfold. And that he's not involved in the everyday routine of man. And then there's some that think on the other side that God is a genie in a bottle. That he's going to think on the immediate for you like you want or I want, but He does not have a long-term plan. There's some that think on both sides of that. Can I say, God's not that way? No. Jeremiah says, am I a God that is at hand, saith the Lord, and not a God afar off? In Jeremiah 23:23, he asked that question. He said, am I one or the other? No, I'm both. I'm afar off. I know your thoughts are far off. I know what you're going through. Even though I'm sitting in heaven, I can see what's going on earth, and I want to be involved in what's going on earth right now. I'm right at hand. Paul said the Lord is at hand. When he was in prison, the Lord's right there with me. The Lord's right there for me. The Lord is there. He's at hand. Nehemiah was not trying to get God to come down and see this. He was trying to let God know, you and me are seeing the same thing. And I don't understand why you're not seeing it the way I see it. I don't understand what's going on here. I need you to show me why it looks like you're not being merciful. Why it looks like you're not keeping your covenant. You're a covenant-keeping God. You're a merciful God. I'm pleading with you, Lord. I'm beseeching you. I'm begging you. This was not some quick and rash prayer. He mourned and fasted for days prior to this prayer that's recorded here. He is saying, dear God, I don't understand why. I know what's going on here. They've told me and my heart's broken and I'm burdened about it. And I don't understand why you're not doing something about it. Because I know you're a covenant-keeping God. I know you're merciful. I know you are all these things. I don't quite comprehend. Why are you not? Would you please hear me? Would you listen to my heart and not just my head? Would you see it the way I see it, not just or give me the eyes to see it like you see it? Lord, be attentive to my cry, attentive to my ear, and hear what I say. Attentive with your ears, attentive with your eyes. Because God, I know you know. And I will tell you this. When we truly believe God knows, we'll get in our prayer closet with Him, and we'll start pleading with Him and begging Him and pleading and weeping before God over situations. God, I know you have a big plan, a big picture. I know you know where we're at. You're at hand. But I want you to hear my burden. I want you to see my burden. We need help. And I don't know what to do. So I'm doing the only thing I know to do. I'm bringing it to you. Can I say he came to his wits' end? Good Bible terminology. He came to the end of himself. He came to God, confessing to God and clarifying why he expects God to answer. He expected God to answer because of who God is, what God can do, what God's character is like, and because God cares. He expected God to answer because there's a duty of deity. He expected God to answer because he delighted in deity. I delight in the Lord. Therefore, I expect God to listen to me when I cry. When I pray. Father, I pray you'd help us to get such a heart